Okay, hey Violas, I'm doing a video lesson for you all to get you guys through your first several measures of classic Sinfonia. This is a piece I handed out not too long before uh, we all got kicked out of school. So hopefully most of us, I know we've played through at least the four, maybe eight measures together in class. But I'm going to kind of do like a personal lesson just for violas to get you guys through the first several measures on your own, so you can kind of practice along with this video or on your own, just with what you've learned here to hopefully get you through the rest of this music, so you're ready to go, good strong players for next year. Okay. Um, Anytime we get a new piece of music, first thing we always need to check, and that's right here, we always want to check on our key signature and our time signature. Now we are in G major, which means that we only have one sharp, and that's F sharp. So all of our Fs in this entire song, unless there's an accidental or something else telling us otherwise, all of our Fs are going to be F sharp. And because of what we do not see a C sharp. That means all of our C's are going to be C natural, right? So make sure we're playing low 2 on A string, high 2 on D string for F sharp. Okay. Now I'm gonna be walking you guys through this and playing along, for you guys to kind of hear how things are supposed to sound, and you can play along with me. Keep in mind, I'm stuck at home. I do not have a viola. I have a violin, so I'll be playing everything on a violin. So if you're wondering why I'm on the wrong string, it's because I'm playing on a silly little instrument called a violin and not on a viola like a cool kid. So I'm going to start us off at the beginning. I've also got over here, I've got a metronome. Let me move my ugly face out of the way so you guys can see my ugly mug. So if you don't have a metronome at home, like the actual, I know some of you have like a device or something. If you've got a computer or a smartphone and you just go into Google and you just type in metronome and hit enter, you'll get this box right here, kind of like how Google can be a calculator and stuff too. It can also be a metronome. And you can take this little slider and go as fast or as slow as you want. Right now, just for the sake of practicing, I'm putting it on 70 beats per minute. That just tells us that every minute that passes, 70 beats happen, kind of like how there's 60 seconds in a minute. Here, there's 70 beats per minute. Now I'm going to go ahead and play on that. Pull our music back up, and I'm going to start at the beginning, and I'm going to clap and count through, and you guys can follow along with me, kind of like you're watching like Dora the Explorer looking for the map or whatever, but this time we're clapping and counting rhythms, and I'm going to say the notes as they come, and I'm also going to clap the rhythm for you guys. So here we go from the beginning. One, 2, ready, go. G, D, G, A, B, A, G, F sharp, A, G, D, C, A, D, C, A, then you rest. Don't know what's wrong with me today. So that's how you get through that. I'm going to play through this now pizzicato. You guys can follow along with me. And then after that, I'll play through it arco. 1, 2, ready, go. One, two, ready, go. Okay, I hope those first four measures came back to us kind of like naturally, like, oh yeah, I remember how this goes. Like we're getting a good start. But we're at measure 5 now, and we're going to be looking at measures 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have a lot more G string notes, which I know those are the notes we're a little less comfortable on. Like D and A, we're pretty solid on. G and C strings takes a second longer to read, just because we haven't read those notes as much as we've read like the notes on our DNA string. But yeah, watch out for if you didn't see the slur the first time when you played through this arco, make sure you're playing that as one bow, down, up, down, up. Watch out for the slurs. Same thing here in the measure 6 of the second line. Down, up, down, down. Be careful there. Then we've got B, B, A, 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 B. All right. Pulling up the metronome. So here's me clapping and counting your rhythm here at 5, 6, 7, and 8. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. G, D, G, A, G, F, E, D, D, B, B, A, 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 B, rest. All right, the last thing, I'm about to play this through pizzicato and arco for you guys, but watch out. They didn't mark it in your parts, but this last measure here, back up in measure 4, is down, up, down, and then you have another down bow here. So that means reset has to happen here. They didn't write it in there. They wrote a rest instead and just assumed that you would know. So make sure you know whenever you're playing measures from the beginning this far, make sure you're playing it and doing a reset here. So here's the pizzicato and the arco. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Ready, 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, I'm at measure 9 now. I just want you to know, like, don't feel like you have to follow this video like at the speed that it's going. Remember, you're outside of school and you can take all of your like classes and lessons, including this one, at the pace you need to be able to get this. So if you're still struggling, kind of getting some notes and rhythms there in those first 8 measures, like pause this video and just work on those. Like rewind and play along with me as many times as you need to if you want. Yeah, don't feel like you need to go like the same pace of this video. Like if you think about how long we spend in class, we don't learn 20 something measures in 10 minutes. Like it takes some time, it takes some repetition. Feel free to go your own speed and practice. But once you feel like you're ready to move on, we're at measure 9. Some big changes that are happening here. We've been at forte all through these first 8 measures, and now when we get to measure 9, we're dropping down mezzo piano. Remember, that means medium soft. So we're going to be nice and quiet here for this measure. Our notes, look at our notes. B, D, B, rest. Then we get a little bit louder. C, G, A, rest. Then we're full volume here, forte. D, 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 land on B. All right? Easy enough. Again, they're not bothering to write in resets for you. Mr. Del Borgo just assumes you've been playing your instrument long enough, and we are kind of starting to figure out, like you guys asked me in class, hey, this is a down bow and this is a down bow. Do we reset? Yes. Sometimes they don't write it in for you if there's a rest. So yes, you will do a reset every single time you've got one of these quarter rests in front of a down bow. So down, up, down, reset, down, up, down, reset. So let's play through this pizzicato first with the dynamic changes, and then let's see if we can do it arco as well. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, we are at measure 13 now. That's this line in between 10 and, wow, I can't read. 9 and 17, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we've got this D on top of this G. Remember what these are called? I'll give you a second to think. Yell it at your screen like you're watching Dora. That's what I feel like all of this is right now. Right, this is a double stop. Think back to sword dance. Whenever we were playing the down, up, down, up with our bows. But this time we're playing it on our G string and our D string together. And again, look at all these. These are all down bows. So we are resetting in between all of these. So G and D, rest, G and D, rest. Just D this time, rest. And now it's D and A, rest. Then we go back to G and D, rest, D, D, D. And then there's a rest right here. I guess there was like a weird hole punch, something that happened there. But there is a quarter rest right here. So don't feel like there's a note missing. Beat 4 is a rest. If you want to like draw yourself a squiggle to respect the squiggle there, feel free to do that. Yeah, those 4 measures are pretty simple. So I'm just going to move on. I'm going to combine 17 with all of that as well. So 17 beat 1 is a C. So we play C on beat 1, 2, 3, 4, and then A. I'm just pausing to give you a second to think about it. A, rest, 3, 4, and then we have E, rest, B, rest, C, rest, A. So a couple of like little like bow gymnastics jumping back and forth between strings. Just make sure you're paying good care for your intonation, making sure you're playing nice and in tune. And again, all these are down bows. Every single note except for this guy right here. One note in all of this space is an up bow. Everything else is a down bow. So make sure you're getting all of these resets in here, making sure you're bowing it carefully so our bows, we were playing this all together, which, I don't know, maybe we will get to someday. Our bows match. Then we have a repeat here at the end, and that's going to take us all the way back to the beginning. And guess what? You get to play it all again. Yes, wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to start here in measure 13, and I'm just going to play it arco. I'm going to play arco all the way from here to the repeat for you guys to follow along with me. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 4, 4. Okay, that's really going to cover everything I wanted to talk about in this, I guess, part 1 of Classic Sinfonia. I'll be posting parts probably 2, and I'm assuming I'm going to be doing a part 3 because there's a lot of pretty crazy stuff that happens later in this piece. But yeah, those should be coming up here in the next few days for you to follow along with. Hopefully this gives you enough to kind of practice with on your own. Of course, feel free, if you've got this, feel free to start looking ahead, because in orchestra, there's never anything wrong with like working ahead and being ahead. But if you have any like things like you didn't understand and you got additional questions I didn't explain something as well as like you needed me to, you can always send me an email or ask me a question in the comments. Don't forget, I just about every day I have those open office hours where I just post a Zoom meeting and you guys can hop in with a question and ask. That's from 1 to 2. If you have a schedule conflict, because I know you guys have other classes that have got to meet and you can't do 1 to 2, send me an email and just say, hey, is there any other time you can meet? And I'd be more than happy to. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Anyway, I hope you guys are staying safe, and I can't wait to see you guys at the start of next year. So until then, happy practicing and staying safe.